okay, I suddenly found myself with a lot of spare time and wanting to fill that time so that I didn't have to think about everything else, you know? So I started going back downstairs to that room where the mushrooms were being grown, and I want to work on some mushrooms that don't necessarily have beneficial properties, and they're not harmful either, because I definitely don't want to get into that. That's not something that I'm still stinging from that. And so instead I was thinking of maybe working on experimenting with the mushrooms and coming up with sort of game pausing types of attributes, like you suddenly contemplate your navel for a round, or you are suddenly for a round feel the need to leave bare footprints everywhere. So you have to take off your shoes real fast and leave footprints. So kind of a game pausing type feature that would be dependent upon a dice roll, but wouldn't be a kill or a take hit points. It could result in that, but it could also just give us a second to take stock, and or it could give us an advantage as far as having a round to move or to hurt somebody more or whatever. But does that make sense, what I'm trying to do? And do you like it at all?
Yes, I like it. Welcome to D&D 5 Families Adventure 33. We're going to go in between adventures and discuss Hyphie's toxicology. We made a new homebrew skill, toxicology. The point of it was for flavor and to deal extra damage with poisons on our weapon. But Hyphie the druid took that to make sleep poisons, and you want to work on some confusion poison. So that's fine too, and it's just great for flavor. And toxicology is a con skill because you're tasting the poison yourself, so you're giving yourself a little bit of kind of like you're drinking, kind of like a brewmaster has to drink his own beer to see if it's good.
Mm-hmm.
So toxicologists will have to taste their own poison to see if it has the right effect. And eventually you will become, I think, at least resistant to poison. Not yet though, later on. So we're not gonna jump to the dungeon just yet where Hyphie is rolling down the steps being attacked by a gruesome, huge, white, pasty, undead zombie Minotaur holding a great mace. So we're gonna pause that just for a moment and go back to the Grimm Castle in between adventures and discuss some poisons. Oh, can I interject? I owe you for two adventures of experience points.
Awesome. I'll take it,
So
because I'm so close to 6th level, it's not even funny.
You already raced the soul.
I'm just kidding. No, I said 6th level.
You already raised to 6. You mean 7th?
No, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm so close to 7th. That's not even funny.
Well, Al-Kad, guess what? Turned 8th level.
Oh, congratulations.
34,000 XP. He's 8th level, so I'm gonna just enjoy this little moment. Give me this little moment. He has a epiphany. He says, "I am more powerful. Unhand, my friend, pasty zombie. Deal with my magical powers." Okay, he's 8th level. I'm gonna roll hit points.
I will bake him a cake if I
gray or red?
live through this. Gray.
5.
Ooh, he could have used
And
more
has
than
a
that.
+1 con, so he has 6. So he was a glass cannon. He's kind of pulling out of it. His hit points at 31. Now it's how do I get +6? Well, +6 becomes, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 5 plus 1. So now he has 37. And then he has something that gives him plus 6 hit points, but he has 37 base. So that went up.
That's better.
And then he always has Matesi's Life Diamonds, which gives him around 25 hit points more, 3rd level spell. 37. So he's getting a little bit more tough. His rolls were per level 6 because it's maximum, and then a 1 at 2nd level, 1 at 3rd level, 1, 1, 6, 6, 5. So he's pulling out of the low hit points.
He's lucky he made it. That's like having a terrible wasting disease, and coming through it. So good for him.
Yeah, because it's a disease you can't really cure. There should be a spell that lets you reroll your hit points.
No, but I see what you mean. Yeah, that's cool.
But see, the problem is with E5, it has become like a child's play game, D&D. They're taking out true death. They're giving you, for example, you can like get average hit points. I was never okay with that. Average hit points, I don't like that idea. Gotta roll, you gotta test your luck, And let me see if he gets more spells.
I do think that considering how story heavy 5e allows you to be, I understand it. I think that it complements 5e. And there are still people in my area who are avidly playing AD&D, first edition.
Oh, really?
Because they like, in Orlando, yeah, there are groups that play there, because they like the way that it was. But I happen to think that this is so much more full, and I like the story of it just as much as any combat. And so I think this 5e allows you to become more invested, and you're not guaranteed to survive. Like Hyphie very well may not make it out of this Minotaur cave, and I'm aware of that. But I know that that I'm invested, and I know when we ended last week that I probably should have done what I haven't done to this point, which is roll my backup character. But I also know how loath I was to do that. So we'll see what happens. And of course, if she dies and can't be revived in any way, then I will do that. But it wouldn't be my first choice. Just like most people playing 5e. Sorry, grab something.
That's good. I want to agree with you. I think 5e is better in a lot of ways, and the game has advanced. However, I don't want to leave behind the fear like a horror movie. You're like and I think that's part of being close to death's door, is that you remove that fear, you remove the realness of being in the adventure. You have like no investment. You don't, if you can't die, then it's almost like you're playing a Monopoly game. You have no investment. You're not going to care either way. That's how I feel.
If you think that I don't know that I can die, then I'm not doing a good job expressing myself. And if you think that I'm not invested, then I'm also not doing a good job expressing myself. I'd say I'm
you are invested, but what I'm saying is I'd like to instill that fear in the adventure of, for example, death. And I feel like the game has gone away from that. What I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm trying to hold on to that, even though there were these death saves, and with we do get into the adventure. We feel what's happening because it's in our minds, and you're a good player. And if I'm a good DM, then you're gonna really experience the adventure. But I was commenting that 5e has, I think, gotten better. They're into the story more, for example. But I feel that they left things behind, like, for example, the fear of death. So I'm trying to instill that while still adhering to the new rules, is what I'm trying to say.
I'm with
I
you.
guess
I
that's.
gotcha.
I guess you're complimenting me if I can do both. If I can take all these new rules and these new advancements and this new storyline, and also keep the players. I don't want to say in fear of their lives, but feeling the real life adventure where they can.
We have to
they have
be in
risk.
fear of our lives.
Right. Okay. So. And let's see. I don't know if I can respond to the right thing you said, but I would say I think you're doing great. You know, the game has progressed, and we had great stories, and most of them are on YouTube by now. I think I'm behind about 5 weeks. We have like 20. We have about 26 adventures on YouTube. I'm gonna put them all on eventually. I just put one new one a week, and that's going great. So I appreciate that. And okay, so Al-Kad gains 1 4th level spell, going from 7th to 8th level. And it has 2 4th level spells. Has 2 chances to polymorph, Arcane Eye, Gallicon's Preparation. That's summons bats. That's a homebrew. That attacks the person with bats. Oh no, I'm sorry. Gallicon's Preparation increases the spells pool by 2 to 5 spells. And Elder Ritual is also a homebrew that gives you the ability to upcast your next 3 spells within 4 hours, or upcast 1 level higher automatically without you spending spell slots. So it's an interesting spell that allows you to do upcasting without wasting spell slots. Though you spend a 4th level spell slot to do that, but that's just fun. Okay, so
Sounds good.
Al-Kad asks you, Hyphie, should I go higher? I get +2 more stat points, because we're not doing feats. So at 4th level and 8th level, you're getting +2 on your stats. So he goes, should I go more intelligence to 20, because I'm at 18? Or should I go more con to 14 from 12 to be more survival? Or should I go dex from 14 to 16 to dodge more stuff? Or should I go strength from 16 to 18 so I can wield my staff better and pick up stuff and break through webs and stuff like that with strength saving those? So he's asking your advice.
Well, I appreciate. Go ahead.
Then he goes, should I increase my wisdom? But I'm already wise, right? 14 plus 2. Wisdom, I think I'm maximum already, aren't I?
I don't think you're maxed out, but you're very wise. I definitely think
Yes.
particular situation.
Decisions.
Increasing your intelligence would always be helpful. Increasing your constitution for your particular situation might make a difference, because you have been rather unlucky in gaining constitution and gaining you're squishier than most. So that would be potential. Wisdom, I gotta tell you, I think you're very wise. However, I would never be opposed to gaining wisdom. For you though, if you're not at 20 yet, what are you at, 19 or 18 for intelligence?
Intelligence is 18.
Probably the way to go.
You are a wise druid, I don't care what they say about you.
Wait, what are they saying about me?
Let's not go there right now. You're okay in my book. I'm going to increase my intelligence. He said, hey, I had a V8.
Have another.
+5. So this is going to give us +1 more spell difficulty for saving those. Got to go to 17. He's officially dangerous. And his hit spell is going to go to +11. Because I have all kinds of bonuses. I have a +1 ring, gives me to hit. The tattoo, the magical tattoo, gives me +1 to hit. I get +5 for intelligence now. That's +5 to hit. Yes, his spell book Grimoire gives me +1. It's a +1 to hit, and he has +3 proficiency. Total is going to be plus 11 to hit, and it's going to be a DC of 17. He's going to get one more second level spell. He's been trying to do polymorph. He's cast polymorph 3 times, and they've all failed.
Oh.
So he's a failure at his polymorphing. Maybe, do you mind? So first of all, I'm going to say that I was a little unfair to you. Since Istir, the sorcerer, and Al-Kad rejoined the attack. Rejoined I rejoined the initiative because you were separated, and they came and they joined you going down the steps with the Minotaur. I had everyone redo initiative, but in doing that, you would have had a turn. So I will let you Misty Step. You're talking about Misty Stepping? Or Al-Kad could, he's been itching to polymorph successfully. He could try to polymorph on his turn to zombie. That could happen.
I gotta tell you, I love you, Al-Kad, but I'd Misty Step all day. We can do both. If I can Misty Step first, we can do both. You go for a polymorph from that zombie. I'm all for it. And you know what? When we get back to the castle and have some downtime, if you want to practice on me, I'm okay with that too.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. I never had someone that was willing to let me turn them into polymorphing them into like puppy dogs from like polymorph. That's interesting. But with my powers, you would be a very able puppy dog. You know that, right?
Sure, and I'm willing to do that for you. I think you might do it for me sometime too. So I'm used to being in other shapes, so I'm not uncomfortable by it. This is a little different because I don't have control over it, but I'll trust you to do that. But not right now. But definitely.
Al-Kad says, I'm ready. Did you want to do the thing at the group castle first, or finish this Minotaur encounter first? You choose.
Well, I'm a little, I mean, probably we want to have Ishtir there, right? I don't know how well I'm going to do without him, but if Al-Kad feels really good about his polymorph and we're pretty close to the front entrance, I mean, originally, as soon as I realized that he was veering off from the front entrance, I felt like maybe I had convinced the magician enough to just make this guy toss me out the front hole, the opening, just throw me out. And that would have been fantastic, but I wasn't so lucky and he veered off. And as soon as he veered off, that's when I would have started trying to evade. Like there was no point if he was going to throw me outside, but up to you. If you want to wait for Ishtir, we can. If you want us to try to get through it together, now that Al-Kad is feeling pretty tough, I'm okay with that too.
Al-Kad says, let's do this.
Okay.
And then we can do your poisons after.
Okay. All right.
A little solo. I also like you to come back to DMing. We can do more adventures. We can do more solos. Meanwhile, I will be inviting more people, but soloing is fine, to keep the game going.
Sure.
I like your DMing at the city, the city fair? And you had, and then also in the Mississippi Tavern with the new waitresses.
I haven't even told you about them, but you've probably figured it out. But I will. I don't want to ruin it because Al-Kad might do something silly and screwed up, or Hobblefoot might do something silly and screwed up. But if you need to find out what they are, you tell me, and I'll be glad to share it with you on the down low. But I'd hate to ruin it. Because it's more fun if you figure it out in game.
Yeah, don't ruin it. I'm looking at Al-Kad's spellcasting ability. It's supposed to be +5 because he has now 20 intelligence. But for some reason, I have Additional +3. I don't know where that's from. I'm gonna put it back in +5. We have to understand our own character sheets here.
I always make
Okay,
notes
so-
or else I won't remember.
Al-Kad was in gaseous form. He just decided to do that, maybe like a defensive spell. And he came back at a gaseous form. Now he's starting to materialize. You see this gas. So we're in a hallway in a dungeon. Spiral steps going down. 33 steps. A huge Minotaur, not really blocking the way, but filling the whole stairway with his massive Minotaur body, pasty white zombie, turned into a zombie. His nose is falling off. One of his horns is broken off. But he's still a servant of, is it Galron? Al-Kad's brother. And you notice the resemblance, right? Remember?
The voice, yep.
Al-Kad seems to be just a little bit, I want to say, intimidated by his brother, seeing that he's a little more powerful, a little more smart, a little more attractive. At least that's what you think. He maybe, I don't know, it's a little slower. Nice way to put it. So he's always had that. And for some reason, Galron has been banished by the Baron. And you're kind of knowing why now, aren't you?
Yes.
So things are happening that should not be happening. The Baroness has skipped out at night on a tempest floating disc. Yes, go ahead.
This Galron could have had anybody he wanted. What was his deal, jerk? The forbidden fruit. Some people always have to go after the forbidden fruit.
Some people say follow their heart. I don't know. They make excuses, so it's legit, but it's kind of not legit. We have a moral fiber that should prevent us from doing certain things, but it doesn't always work.
Correct.
And Al-Kad materializes. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say the moment that I felt us veer or saw us veer from that heading out of the tunnel to the outside path is when I would misty step. But right before misty stepping, I would yell to whomever is with us, "Gotta go." And if it was just Al-Kad with me, I would specifically say, "Kad, gotta go," so that I'm telling him what I'm attempting to do. Because the last thing I want is to misty step myself into a situation where I'm able to leave and he doesn't know what I'm doing and is standing there like a doofus looking around and gets stuck in there. You know what I mean? I don't want that. So I'm trying to indicate right before, not after misty stepping, because I don't want to call attention to my position, but as soon as or just before misty stepping, I would get his attention, anybody else that's still with us in our party, and to what I'm about to do, that we got to get out. And I would say it in as persuasive a way as possible. Like it's not an option. We're not in a position to fight these folks, not today. We got to get out. And hopefully,
go ahead.
And hopefully he'll listen. Say make a persuasion.
Okay, while you're doing all that, okay, so we're in the tunnel. We're in the stairway. I'm going down to the lower level dungeon, and the Minotaur has a Hyphie between his legs, between his hooves, smashing the great mace at her. And Al-Kad comes from behind and in a gaseous form spell started to materialize behind the Minotaur. The Minotaur not knowing that he's there, but you are able to see Al-Kad because the gas is forming behind the Minotaur. That's his gaseous form spell. And you have a few options. You can go ahead and do the Misty Step spell, which you've been waiting to do, or make a perception check, please.
26. Those are
Oh,
critical
that's pretty
role
high.
numbers.
Okay, as you're rolling down the steps, you're at 1 hit point, correct?
I'm at 1. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was strange how that worked out. It was all luck of the dice. You see like this air duct that's carved into the side of the castle, the side of the wall. It seems to be a square entrance, and it's a little big for humans, but as a gnome, you can easily crawl through there. You understand?
Yes.
Make a and the Minotaur won't be able to follow you. Make an insight check, please.
Oh, not terrible. 15.
Still good. Still very good. Okay, so you notice that these it's like basically like a 1.5 by 1.5 square tunnel through the side of the wall. These are like air ducts they build to carry air like from outside into certain parts of the castle or certain parts of the dungeon for to bring in air from the outside. And you notice that you recognize some of these air ducts to be very similar to the construction back at the home Grimm Castle. So probably they go throughout all the or most of the structure. If it's air, it looks like an air duct. If it's air duct, it'd probably go into different rooms and to different places. If you remember the ancient tower structure where you met Scala back, the agent, that also had some air ducts, and there were some spiders coming out of there. So these are familiar. This is a familiar construction that you recognize. You can jump in there. You Misty Step spell. Misty Step. Well, okay. So Misty Step that can get you. If you want to Misty Step away from Minotaur, you can go. You can Misty Step down the tunnel, down the air duct, or you can. There's an iron gate that's badly rusted. That's further down. Let me say 8 more steps, which is the end of the spiraling staircase. And beyond that rusty black gate is another room. It looks like an open room, and you sense there's some water on the floor, and it's very quiet and damp and dark. So that's all you know. So you can go through there and see that's probably locked. Don't know if the zombie can follow you. So those are some choices to Misty Step to safety, or you can just use your bonus action to throw yourself down the air duct, which is also an option.
If that air duct is something that I recognize as a potential way to the outside or even deeper in, then that's totally something, because we definitely, if we get away today, want to come back here better prepared, because this guy needs to be stopped. And so I think that air duct looks amazing, and that's what I'm going to go for, especially since he can't follow me in. And I don't know for sure that I'm going to be able to convince Al-Kad to leave. Sometimes that's challenging.
He says, "My dear, I will follow you wherever you go."
But,
whether it's whether it's in the heart of darkness or the other place. So, should we roll mischief for either you or Al-Kad to see who goes first?
Sure.
Let's do that. I'm gonna add +2 my dexterity. Here we go. I rolled a 7.
I got a 7 also. I rolled a 5, but total 7.
Let's roll again. Roll no bonuses. Here we go. 12.
9. Okay,
Al-Kad does get a chance first. He says, "Listen, Hyphie, you're gonna want to get out of here, but I'm going to, I'm gonna try to turn this zombie into my pet fish and make a friend for Herbert. He wanted to do that. He's been so lonely in the mason jar of salt water. It's not fair to him. He's my trusted familiar. He has no friends. Maybe he can make friends with the zombie. What do you think? I mean, we can also do fireball. But that hasn't been.
No fireball. Option one.
I mean, I have.
If that's what you
want
to try to do, go for it. You're much more
We
creative.
can levitate him to the ceiling, but I don't know if that's really going to help us that much. He might be able to break it. He has a strength. He has a con saving though. It's levitate, which is honestly hard. I mean, easy for him, but the polymorph saving though is a wisdom check, so he's probably low on wisdom.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'd like to see that.
Hocus pocus. He rubs his hands together. He says, "Kneel to my power." And he puts his hands up, casts polymorph on from the back of the zombie, so catches him off guard. He's going to need to make a saving throw. Wisdom. I think he has -2 on that. And his DC is 17. So I guess my 19 saving throws. So this should work. If it doesn't, it's gonna all go to hell pretty quick. And that's it. Here we go. The Minotaur's gonna make a saving throw. Not be turned into a fish. There you go. He's a 19 or higher. 14. The 20 was right there ready to show. 14. So in the midst of battle, the bats of Minotaur just starts shrinking all of a sudden, and Al-Kad goes, yes, it's working. And he shrinks to the size of a fish, starts flapping around, and very quickly Al-Kad scoops him up, drops him into the mason jar with Herbert, his seahorse familiar, and says, "Herbert, you have a friend." Dumps him in there. And you know what? It's not a regular fish, it's a zombie fish. So that's it. Don't know if that's gonna work, but I guess he's a zombie fish. I don't know. He could be a regular fish. But
are there scales hanging off of him, and like his tail's all ragged and bones are sticking out, and he's white?
Yes.
Kind of see-through. Great.
And Al-Kad doesn't not like that. He thinks that's a nice feature. Al-Kad was never biased against zombies. He thinks they serve their purpose. He sees the beauty in these things where others don't.
Well, I hope Herbert doesn't get bitten.
Okay, says, yes, it worked.
Awesome job, Al-Kad. I am duly impressed. Let's get the heck out of here and plan how to come back and do this right.
The threat has been neutralized. And Al-Kad says, that air duct is an interesting option. I can go gaseous. I can go back gaseous for him. We can go to the air duct. We can spy around if you want. What do you think?
I've still got some spells. I say yes,
stop,
I just want to make. Yeah.
You have some spells. You know what? Being 8th level now, I have gained the knowledge, and I realize I have rope trick memorized. And my rope trick is a great spell. It allows us to, for 1 hour, to be in my safe interdimensional space, safe from monsters and attackers. And guess what? We can do in 1 hour. We can do a short rest. I have some Hubblefoots ale. We can drink ale and talk and catch up, and we can gain spells, right? I gain spells. I don't know about you.
I can too. Yeah, absolutely. I have recovery. I can get back 3. I can get back a 3rd level spell. I can get back a couple of 1st levels. I'm good.
So he says, rope trick, snaps his fingers, moves his hands together, and all of a sudden this square opens up above you and has a rope, and he climbs up there and he says, "Come on, let's get up here. We have an hour. I can do this for an hour." And by the way, he keeps concentration on his polymorph spell, and he reminds himself that it only lasts a minute. So as long as we get to the rope trick, I can pull the rope in, and he won't be able to get to us.
I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep track of time. I don't have any special ability in that way, but I want to make sure.
He goes up to the rope trick. He starts pouring some ale in a cup for you. Starts drinking, and he goes, and he has his familiar seahorse with a zombie fish inside. Now they're swimming around, and he's trying to get them acquainted. And are you gonna go up the rope?
Yes. Can we pull the rope up after us so it's not just
Yes.
hanging down? Okay.
And that
cool.
will actually close, how I interpret it, it'll close interdimensional space so no one can get to you.
Cool. Awesome.
And let me make you climb up there and you get it to this let's say 6x6 interdimensional space, and it's a nice place to rest. Let me make a die to see how the zombie's gonna get along with Herbert. Let's see. Let me see if Herbert likes the zombie fish. D20. No, Herbert's not liking. Let me see the zombie. Let me see if the zombie likes Herbert. They don't really like each other too much. So it's not working out. So they start fighting. And Al-Kad goes, Herbert, all this time I wanted to get your friend, and the first thing you do, you start bickering and arguing. This is a rare event. This is a Minotaur that's turned into your friend with magic. You don't like that? They start fighting and making a mess with salt water. So he just dumps out the fish on the steps below. And he says, my spell's gonna only last a minute. So he's gonna end up turning back into a zombie. He'll be back there, maybe, hopefully he won't be there. Oh, wait, you know what? Let me dispose of him now. That way, when we come out of the road trip, he won't be there waiting for us. Where should I put this zombie fish? He's keeping concentration for 1 minute.
Explore. Okay, so we're gonna go explore, and we don't want him around when we come back, right? So
where do you put him?
Well, you've got a gate, you've got an iron gate, you've got a tunnel, and we're going down the air duct. But he's really strong. He's going to break out. Do any of those places look like we could toss him through and he would be stuck?
Good question. You know what? He says, I wonder what would happen if we put the zombie fish in this little air duct, seeing that he can't fit. Would that kill him when he comes back out?
I don't think it'll kill him. I think it'll break apart the air duct. I don't know though. I've never had such a powerful spell to know what will happen.
What if we took the zombie fish, both went down the air duct and see if we can unload him in one of the rooms that it's connected to and come back?
Cool, especially one that looks locked. Yes, that's a great idea. Or we could leave him in an air. Yeah, let's do that. I don't want any evidence that we were in the air duct if we can avoid it, because I don't want your brother to have known that we may have some intel on his enclave.
Good idea. And since we're gonna need to do this fast before the minute is up, because that's when the polymorph ends, let's just make a raw dexterity check as your bonus to make sure we can go down and come back quickly.
Okay.
You will.
I only got an 8.
Good time. Let me see. Al-Kad can improve on that. Add +2.
Can I give him guidance?
Yes, thank you. Do that.
Okay, and that adds 4 to his roll.
Okay, so let me roll again. 18. So Al-Kad can help you, can push you along if you stumble. So he's going to do that, and you're going to take your guidance to heart, and he will be able to get down the passageway with his mason jar of salt water, where the zombie fish is currently. So he starts going down the air shaft. You gonna follow him?
Yes, and I'm trying to pay attention to, like, I don't want to end up right over Galron's bedroom, if we can avoid that, because he's going to hear us. So I want to try to go elsewhere. Like, what else do we see and think we can head to?
Okay, Al-Kad puts his hands together and then turns gaseous form and hands you the mason jar with the zombie fish and herb and says, "This is my heart. Please take care of them." And since he can't fit in human form, he's going to have to be gaseous form. So you're going to lead with the mason jar of salt water.
And I can definitely tell them apart, right?
One is a yellow seahorse, and the other one is a white zombie fish. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
So the shaft goes down about, let's say, 25 feet, then it turns to the left.
Like it's a careful slope, like we can get up it relatively simply?
At this point, it's actually going level.
Okay. Oh, so, okay, I got you.
So yes, you can get back easily.
And then it branches off to the left?
Yes.
Which is exactly where I pictured the bedroom to be.
Right, so the first, I guess, hole does lead into a room, and there's a light coming from the room, and you hear a woman talking.
We're going stealth at this point. I know we're trying to hurry, but if we're found out, it's more important that we get out of here alive, you know, than get all the intel. So do I hear anything as we're sneaking past that area?
Make a hearing check. I guess that's wisdom. Make a hearing check.
Okay. Ooh, 19 roll plus my, if it's wisdom, 23.
You notice the Baroness talking in her soft voice.
What? Okay, and I'm not hearing anything specific. She's just all lovey-dovey with this bad dude.
Lovey-dovey.
Sort of.
Then you hear a man's voice. "My dear, how long are you going to keep up this charade? You told me you were going to leave him long ago. What's going on?" It says, "Galron, you know, he has a lot of, if I leave my husband for you," she says, "what am I really gaining? Because he has a lot of kingly treasure, gems, jewels, and gold. And how can you take care of me?"
She's a gold digger. On top of everything else, she's a gold digger. That's wrong.
This is their conversation to have.
Good to know. Good to know. All right. Well, we're tiptoeing past as stealthily as we can, but keeping in mind the time that we have. We want to find some other room to chuck this fish into.
Then Galron comes back at her. "My dear, if it wasn't for my heart, I would hit you with my new spell, Finger of Death." The Baroness says, try it and lose it." Okay, now what were you doing? Oh, and by the way, go ahead.
Do I need to make a stealth roll for us?
You haven't done anything yet. If you want to unload the fish, okay, tell you what. Option, if you want to unload the fish down the air duct, there seems to be like a barrel, which seems to be like a water, like a barrel of water, like you would have water in your castle to serve water to drink. And the top of the barrel is opened. So it's a perfect place to put a fish. That's right below the air duct. You put your hand out and drop it. And you see what looks to be a bookshelf and also a rug that you can see. And the Baroness and Galron must be up over to the right talking. And you see some candlelight flickering and the light is glowing in the dark air duct where you are. But you can't see that. But you know they must be, you know, not so close, but on the other side of the room.
Okay. So, and there are no other branches away from this area? Like we were if we could have found another room to drop him into, I think we would have done that. But if we don't see any other branches from this air duct, if this is where it leads, then this is where it leads. Like, it might not be so complicated that it goes to lots of rooms.
Okay, so now you turn left, right? So
Well, that was
25 more feet, you see another hole in the air shaft. So it's going farther down. And
yes, let's head to that.
Okay, so you pass over Galron's bedroom, get to the next room. The next room, it looks like you look and make a insight check.
Okay, I gotta get back to my dice. Had to let the cat out.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna make insight check for Al-Kad, even though he's got his form 12 plus 2 is 14.
I have 14 also total.
Okay, you get to another room. You look down at it's a dark room. Looks to be a storage area. They have grain and there's some bread down there. There's some barrels, which looks to be some foodstuffs and stuff that you have in your storage, like the pantry. And there seems to be nobody there. Another perfect place to drop a zombie.
Right. And how are we doing on time, do I think?
Yeah, just enough time to drop the zombie and get back.
Okay, then I think that's what we should do. Is there a soft place that we might be able to let him land?
Not really. If you drop him, he'll fall between a wooden table and a stack of a pack of bread on the table or on the floor.
Okay.
You drop on the floor.
I'm aiming for the loaf of bread if I can, but
Okay.
I'm not spending a lot of time doing that.
You drop them on a pile of bread loaves. So go ahead and give me a dex. Actually, give me an attack roll for that, please.
I rolled a 19 plus, what am I doing? Anything?
You open. You can add your proficiency. Just hawk enough. You open the mason jar. You grab the zombie fish. Let me see if it cooperates. Make an attack roll.
It's gonna break my finger. It's gonna break my finger.
Well, I was gonna. That's possible. I was gonna say that you know how fish are slippery. When you grab them, they can slip out. They keep flopping around. But if you grab them perfectly, you can grab them and throw them down the air duct. So give me an attack roll for that. Add the proficiency.
So I can't use that 19 plus whatever. What am I doing?
You can use the 19 to grab the fish, or you can use the 19 to throw it on the bread. You decide. You have to make two rolls. Okay.
Well, I want the 19 to be the part where I'm able to grab his tail so that he can't get around to me. Like I'm.
Oh, that's
careful
right. Because the zombie fish, you might turn into a zombie.
Not get. Yes, I know. I don't want to be bitten.
That would be wise.
Actually, if I have something in a pouch somewhere, like a scoop or whatever, I'm more concerned about myself than I am about where he lands. If I have any kind of like pincers or tweezers, I would definitely use that because I am aware.
Use the 19 roll to grab the fish very delicately. You grab him by his tail. It does start snapping at you like a rat would snap at you if you grab this, like a feral rat would snap at you if you grab his tail, but this is a fish. He can't get to you, and you're able to put him over into the room through the air duct. And then what do you do? Drop him on the bread?
If I can, but I'll do the best I can. But
you did good in grabbing him. Give me an attack roll for the dropping him on the bread.
So I rolled an 11. I really don't understand what I'm adding to him, but am I adding?
You just throw him on the bread, and I'm gonna roll a die to see if it flops on the floor, if it stays there, 1 to 10.
Okay.
So he ends up flopping on the floor from the bread, and he's just flopping back and forth. And Al-Kad's gonna maintain his concentration, and you're gonna have time to get back there to the rope trick, back to safety, barely in time to complete your full rest and drink some Hobblefit's ale and relax and talk. And this is another thing that's kind of ludicrous to me. You can get hit points back in 1 hour of resting. So we're gonna try that. Al-Kad's gonna get. Al-Kad's actually wounded also, so you can use your hit dice.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're like 8th level and you're 6th level, he's 8th level, you can roll that many hit dice and get back hit points. So I guess we're gonna do that. Do you want to do that?
Yes, just in
So you're
case.
safe into the rope trick. He pulls the rope. You guys go back down the shaft, up into the rope trick. You guys climb the rope. He pulls it up, and now you're resting for an hour, and that's the length of the spell. And that's a great spell. You can rest for an hour safely, and you do. And as you are climbing up to the rope trick and becoming safe again, you hear like the zombie growling, and you figure that the spell has ended, the polymorph has ended, and the zombie has turned back into a zombie. Now he's stuck in the storage room. That's strange. That one might figure something amiss, but for now you're safe.
Al-Kad, we gotta go. Seriously, let's go. Let's get our friends. Let's plan this real quick. Before we left that tunnel where we could see that we were over the storeroom, did that lead anywhere else? Like, did it keep going? Like, there's probably another room beyond it.
Yeah, I mean that tunnel, that shaft goes throughout the whole structure.
Okay, all right. So there were definitely
And it
more
probably
rooms
leads
in there.
outside at some point, because the idea of air shafts is to get air from the outside.
Okay, got it. Yep.
Okay, so you climb up the rope trick and you're back into the interdimensional space, and you're taking advantage of your rest. Now Kev's gonna get back 4 levels of spells because he's 8th level.
Mhm.
He will get back his 4th level spell slot, and that way he polymorphed. It worked. He's happy about that. He got the spell slot back, 4th level spell. So what spells are you gonna get back?
I got back my one second level and 1 first level.
Okay, good. So that's 3 levels, half your level. And then let's roll hit points. So you have 1 hit point, right? You can use up to 6 hit dice. You can add your constitution also. So how many hit dice do you want to spend? You can use all of them. You might as well, because this is the first time we rested in the middle of an adventure. Probably won't happen again. Might as well blow them all.
All right.
That way you can.
So now how do I do that? Do I have to roll for how many per hit dice that I got? I have 1 D8.
If you want to roll
obviously.
6, if you want to do all 6, which I recommend, just grab
Yeah.
68, and you're gonna roll all that and add your con bonus. So technically, you can get back all your hit points if you roll at least equal to the average, right?
Okay, so I'm rolling half.
60. No, you're rolling 68, right?
No, but I've got. Yeah. But I've got 3 D8s in my hand, so I'm going to roll them twice.
Okay.
So 12 out of that. Nice. And another 18, so that's 30.
30, and then plus your con, you're gonna be maxed.
My con is +2, so it's 32 is how I'm doing it.
No, your con is every hit die, so you're gonna be maxed.
Oh. So
12 I think that's how that works. I mean, somebody.
42?
I'm gonna post this on YouTube, and somebody can tell me if I did it right. That's the first time I actually did that. So I'm assuming you add your con bonus for each die, so you can get your hit points back, right?
Okay, all right.
So technically you're full. And Al-Kad, I'm gonna roll for. He's gonna be full too, because he wasn't that wounded. So I'm gonna. Every time I think of a magic user, I grab D4s, but it's a D6. Here we go, because I'm on the old school. He has 8 hit die. 4 and 6 is 10. 6 and 5 is 11. 6 and 6. Now I'm rolling high. 6 and 6 is 12. He's gonna be maxed. So he's maxed. You got all his hit points back, got 4 spell levels, and you got all your hit points back, got 3 spell levels. You're feeling much more confident, as is he. He's very happy he got 8 level. Did you add your 1,500 experience points?
I didn't. Nope.
Add that now to your list. And I'm gonna give Al-Kad inspiration for doing a good job today. He's proud of himself.
I'm proud of him too. Tell him. One of the things that we sat and chatted about was that as a parent, like he is a parent to his to Herbert in some ways. As a parent, you can give them opportunities but you can't necessarily make them take advantage of them. So too bad it didn't work out for Herbert. You know, you gave him a chance to make a friend, but you know, good parent, good job, Al-Kad. I'm really trying to open my heart to Al-Kad.
Thank you. He's starting to grow on you. Only when he has his moments of clarity, and then he'll end up doing a fireball on you again. Hopefully not.
I feel like he's gonna.
I think he learned from that experience, but we'll see.
Okay.
I want to get to the experience table. What I did, I wrote the experience table over. And I think at 12th level, it starts going exponentially higher. So I wrote it to where this one says XP 20th level 355,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I made it to be 20th level, you need 1 million. And that way, just more blood, sweat, and tears. And also the numbers were wrong because on the old, on the E5 experience chart, it goes like 85,000 at 11th, 100,000 at 12th, which is 15,000 more. 120,000 at 13th, which is 20,000 more. 140,000 at 14th, which is 20,000 more. It doesn't make sense. There should be more per level. So I just built it up so it ends at 1 million, you know. And
I read something about that recently because somebody asked that question, like, why did they do that so wrong? And a couple of people reasoned, which made sense. They reasoned that because so many campaigns start to peter out at those levels, they wanted to give people a quicker carrot to move forward. You certainly don't have to do that, but that was the what was reasoned out for why they did it, the makers of 5e. And so that kind of made sense to me because, you know, you look at where a lot of campaigns end, at what level the characters are, and it's right where they started shrinking the number of points that you need rather than sticking with the same progression. So that was somebody's opinion, and it made a lot of sense.
well, I hope our campaign's not ending.
Me too. I didn't die so far, so that's
and
good.
You know what? Yeah, and that there is some wisdom to that. You know, however, I still want to be hardcore and demand more and more experience points because I feel like you earn the levels. Then just hand you the levels. It just seems like you don't care. You're not earning it. You got to really like put the effort in. So that's why I feel, because I'm back in the old days where magic users needed 375,000 experience points, which is pretty crazy. You have to be really like crazy hardcore to level to an archmage, for example. And but if you became an archmage, legit followed the rules with 375,000 experience every level, you ended up needing 3 million in the old edition, 3 million experience points to 18th level archmage, and that was earned, you know.
Yeah.
So
I get it.
Okay, so I made it 1 million for level 20. It's somewhere. It's like a in between, right?
Yep. Where do you start to veer?
It's a compromise at 12. At 12th level.
At 12. Okay.
And I posted it in Discord, the Discord server.
Okay.
So it goes like we'll go from 100 to 150 to 200 to 250, like that. Starts going like 50,000. Also, like, consider this. It's kind of silly, like 17th to 18th. You know, it's like 30,000 XP, and you can get that by killing like 1 or 2 monsters. So honestly, it's like you'll change the level every game, you know. And I think they did that. I think they did it because they want to excel you at 20th level, so you can get started again on a new character and do it again, you know, which is okay. It just makes it, I guess, all faster. I feel like it may be too fast because you don't really gain the experience to play your character from one level to the next level in one game, you know, because you have to have several games. You can use all the spells, you can have all the experiences, all the encounters. You just advance every level, you know, you're gonna basically blow through your levels, not really knowing how to play your own character, I think.
You mean like, yes. I'm just
you don't have
gonna
a
agree
chance
with you.
to use all your powers, you know?
Right.
I mean,
I know.
finally got polymorph off, thank God. But he had extra adventures to do that.
I am true to my word. I do offer, and I bring it up again. I offer to go down in the cellars and let him practice polymorph on me. But we have to have a safe word or something, like some kind of reminder, like if I climb up with whatever form I am, if I nibble on his toe or his ear, that's a reminder to turn me back. Or
says, my dear, what would a safe word be? You decide.
All right, I will. I'll think of it.
While you think of that, you're refreshed and rejuvenated and healed, and you have spells back, and you have had a brush with the brink of death, and you have triumphed. And Al-Kad's rope trick vanishes, and you fall onto the stairs. And do you want to leave it there and then go to the castle in between adventures and do your poison, or do you want to get out? You want to get out to safety?
I want to get out to safety, and I want to, and then I do want to go back to the castle and work on in between. I still have to flesh it out fully. I just want to make sure you were open to the idea of it before I presented you with this big dump in your lap, of all these different ideas with the mushrooms.
Yes. Al-Kad says we can stealth out, or I can go gaseous form and you can stealth out, but I hate to leave you behind in case you mess up.
Yeah, I'm out of wild shapes. Do you want to try you can't polymorph again, can you?
You wild shape, because that'll give you a bonus to your stealth, because you can be like a little rat or something.
Yeah, but I'm out of wild shape.
Oh, you're out. Remember? You don't get that back in short rest?
I don't think so. I really don't think so. No, I get to take half my level of spell slots back. But I don't think I get a wild shape back. I think it's the next
dexterity.
Day.
Al-Kad has a 14 dexterity. What's your dexterity?
It's the same.
Because he can cast invisibility on you, and that will help you get out. And he can.
Yeah.
You know what? Does invisibility require concentration? That's a good question. Because if it doesn't, then he can go back to gaseous form and blow out his spell slots. He can have invisibility on you, which will get you out safely. Invisibility is concentration up to 1 hour. Gaseous form, similar situation. Gaseous form. Have any spells that gets you out of here?
I'm looking right now. I don't have anything. I took weird spells because I keep thinking that we're gonna go to those Catablepusses.
Mr. Steph, we are gonna go to those Catablepusses, but not today. Mr. Steph is going to give you 30 feet, right?
Yeah, and I can do that twice. Actually, I can do it 3 times because I still have a 3rd level spot. So I can Misty Step 3 times to at least, that'll get me 90 feet.
Gaseous form concentration is 1 hour, so you can't do both. You can do one or the other. So it says, what should I do?
I will Misty Step, and you can gaseous form yourself. And I will if I end up getting stuck here, come back for me, please.
It's only 60 feet from you're only 60 feet from the entrance, so you could technically Misty Step twice. Want to try that? And he's going to gaseous form out.
And I do.
Okay, so and that will get you around traps and get you not I don't think that makes a lot of noise, at least not a lot of noise, Misty Step. It'll get you out safely, I think.
My component or my verbal, it's only a verbal component, but I don't have to shout it. And
if you Misty Step twice, that'll get you to the front door.
Okay.
Want to do that?
Is it just outside the front door? Because if it's just inside the front door, I'm going to do it a 3rd time.
Just outside. You can save 1.
Okay.
Want to do that?
Yeah.
You missed it the first time. You gained 30 feet down the hall, and nothing's really happening, but Misty stepping is a little faster and a little more safe. So you do it again, and you get you out the front door, and Al-Kad's behind with the gaseous form, just kind of going slowly. I think he only moves 10 per round. Have it here. Gaseous form. 10. Your flying speed is 10 feet. So he's gaseous form. I'm gonna say no encounters, but actually let me roll. See if any zombies are walking by. 15 or higher, some zombies are walking by. Ooh.
Oh, you rolled a 20, didn't you?
17. So there is two zombies, I'm gonna say, at the doorway, but you just missed a step behind them. So let me see if you surprise them. Let me see if they can notice you.
If I notice them, go ahead.
So we're gonna do, yeah, you notice them, but their passive perception is 10, and now you have to roll a stealth roll. So this is how we do it. Roll a d20 plus add your dex. Do you have stealth skill? No, right?
No, I do not. Oh,
roll
no.
d20, add your dex, speed of 10.
I rolled a natural 1.
Al-Kad says, my dear, I'm coming. Well, the good news is that there's a dwarf zombie and there's a female zombie. You know, there's the dwarf figure. He has a big beard. He has like a white, leathery, white gray face. He's a dwarf that turned into a zombie. And then the other one is a female zombie that has the slime on her head, and there's patches of hair that's missing. She has an open, gaping mouth, and she's like, and of course they notice you because you're the one. And they start coming at you. Go ahead and roll initiative for me, please. I'm gonna give them a -1 because I have -1 dex. I rolled a 9.
I rolled a 4, so a 6. Wow.
I'm gonna get to attack you, but let me see what
awesome.
Al-Kad's close behind. Let me see what Al-Kad rolls. 18. Al-Kad sees the commotion up ahead, and he's gonna he doesn't want to blow his gaseous form, so he's gonna just keep on flowing towards you. Not gonna make an attack. It says your fly speed is 10. So technically, it doesn't say you can't dash. So he's gonna dash in gaseous form. Now he's upon you. Now the whole place is filled with Al-Kad's gas that he's trying to show his presence. But that's his turn, and now that the zombies are gonna attack you because they noticed you. You rolled a 1.
Yeah.
Not too detrimental. Let's see. It's a couple of zombies, shouldn't be a problem. Let me see. They have +4. Your armor class is 15.
15.
And 11. So here you go. Let me use my other dice.
Use your crummy one.
I got. Do you want me to be? I got.
Take a D20 out of dice jail.
See, this is my normal die for neutral stuff. I roll this for neutral stuff, and you see, for Al-Kad. Okay, yeah. And here's my monster dice. Should I not roll this? Let me try my monster dice because you know you can roll ones. Let's see, 15s and 15s. 15s at +4. Okay, and 11's higher. 1 miss, 1 hit. Not too bad.
Okay.
So the women with the gaping mouth claws at you. I believe it's a D6 plus 3, 8 damage. And now Al-Kad's there. Option, you can miss a step again or run. What are you gonna do? Al-Kad's there also present.
I'm gonna misty step again. I just want to get it out of. I want to get out of there.
Okay,
and the way that I misty step is, I point in the opposite direction of where I'm going, and I say, "What's that?" And then I misty step to the opposite place. That's how I misty step. With zombies, I might have said it a little more slowly. Anyway,
I'm gonna roll for fog. I roll for fog. 1 to 10 this fog. There is some fog at night, and that helps Al-Kad be pretty much indistinguishable. He's just gonna gas your form out of there, and you're gonna miss your step. That's gonna take you out of combat, and basically to safety. So you're able to outwit the zombies, which honestly are not great at noticing Misty Steps or Dash's forms. So you're gonna both escape the combat. Good, and then you can make your way home safely. You know the way.
Sounds great.
Okay, so we're going to wrap it up, but let's talk a little bit about what you wanted to do on the poisons.
Okay, so I want to basically, I'm trying to set up, like, I want to experiment for a while. If it takes a while, that's fine, but I want to do, and first of all, thank you, because I was kind of bummed, and I went from last week immediately to 2.5 hours, the second half of the Critical Role wrap up. So I went from about
meaning
today,
meaning what?
to then I had an appointment with Ben to watch the Critical Role ending.
Oh,
so it was all of these endings, and I was I was very bummed. Yes, it was sad, but okay. So I was thinking of trying to base it around like a D10.
At 1%, so when the end ends.
When one thing ends, everything ends. It was pretty.
I'm at 1% on my phone, so when it ends, it ends
okay.
right now.
Okay, gotcha. So I was thinking of basing it on a D10. 1 through 8 is only for 1 round. If you roll a 2, it lasts for 2 rounds, and if you roll a 1, it lasts for 30 seconds. Does that seem fair? Or is that
what if you roll a
high-powered?
10? What if you roll a 10?
If you roll a 10, it's still just 1 round. But there are different effects for there are 10 different effects. And
okay, go ahead and roll. This is for your poison, right? You're concocting a poison.
well,
Sleep
I'm
poison.
concocting, but I wanted to have, just to keep it interesting, I wanted to have 10 different effects. But the point is,
it's like a confusion poison if you get that effect where you have to walk around, right?
well, but there are 10 options.
Yes.
Just to make it interesting.
Just roll.
But does that seem fit? No, but I'm not rolling anything yet because I haven't come up with the I don't want to make it. Oh, there you go. Have a nice week.